Hi, so this is the second part of my video log. Now, today I wanted to talk about what it's like for somebody joining the theatre company. It's something that I get asked most days. I get quite a few messages in my Facebook and social media, and then quite often on the company emails. So I thought I'd talk about that today. We, like really most theatre companies, take people in by audition. That's not anything actually to be scared of. At the end of the day, we want you to be awesome. So basically, how it works is that we welcome people of every background in the company. It doesn't matter skin colour, religion, gender, anything. That's irrelevant. What we're interested in is your skills as a performer. And we've got a proud history of welcoming people from absolute beginners who've never performed on stage before, through to actors who've performed in speaking roles in some major A-list films, and everybody else in between. So it's a really good supportive team. We all work together, doesn't matter how much experience you've got, and we try very hard to be quite a strict team, because at the end of the day we've got to all work together and pull together to create a world-class production, as I'm fond of saying. We've got national and international theatre awards, and everything we do has to live up to that, and I'm as unforgiving on myself about that as with anything else. So audition day, we like to meet people in person, in general terms. Obviously things are completely changed around for COVID. Beforehand we'll send out a audition pack that has the sides for the characters you're interested in. That's a small excerpt of the script. We never ask that you have to learn it, but I always say it's a very good idea to familiarise with it. We do have people walk in the door on the day and cold read, so there are always extra copies available at the rehearsals. Like I say, we like to meet everyone in person. That means that we can meet you. I'm always looking for things beyond simply the audition piece. I like to see if you arrive on time, how you work with other people, because the audition pieces are normally dialogue. There's normally more than one person in the scene, so the auditions happen in small groups. So I'm looking at how you work with other people. I'm looking at the level of teamwork, friendliness, all that kind of thing, just as well as the acting skill. So what else do I say? Yes, so on the day you arrive, we get an audition application form from you that basically tells us just a few words about who you are, your availability for the rehearsals and the shows. We ask if there's any particular performance skills, if we need somebody to sing or dance or anything in a particular role. We ask for days that you might be away with other commitments, and then a way of contacting you. So we've got the audition forms there. We expect that you've already read the audition pack from the website or email, and then we work together in groups, and however long it takes, we make sure that we see absolutely everybody who turns up on the day. And then normally we let people know within 48 hours if they've got a part or not. During the lockdown it's all a bit different. I generally loathe self-tapes. However, during lockdown, obviously, I've had to bite the bullet and accept them for our shows. And at the moment, with social distancing, that's the preferred way to go. Although I will do video conference auditions with people if they can't self-tape. So that's pretty much how it works. Then when we go into the audition period, we start the first rehearsal day with a big group read of the play. top to bottom, and that it can be as rough and ready as you like, and that's the time that you might want to ask details about the character. Because we do historical dramas, sometimes you might want to ask about historical facts or cultural things that impact upon your character. It could be something as simple as pronunciation of a word, especially in Shakespeare. And at the same time, we do things like costume measurements if we need them. We do things like your actors' contracts, although I'm more than happy for you to take them away, look them over with casting agents, equity, anything like that, and then bring them back at the following rehearsal. And we do all the bits of housekeeping that need doing. And then, in general terms, normally we then break it down to a certain amount of scenes per rehearsal, and we crack on Wednesdays and Sundays. And then we come to the rehearsal and to the show time, and that's when we go out on tour. Again, traditionally, our shows go out on Friday evenings and Saturday matinees and Saturday evenings. That's when we found we get the best audiences. And we'll go out on tour. Normally, our hometown of Brixham, we spend a whole week in. Normally, not always, but normally, that launches the tour. And then the other venues further afield we go to for one day. So we pack down the same night, and then we travel back and normally get home to Torbay in the early hours. And that happens then for a span of maybe 3-4 weeks, and then we take a week out and we start the whole process again with the next show. It's a little bit different with the online performances because we're performing on Zoom. We're all working, rehearsing and performing from home during lockdown, so the schedules end up a bit changed and a bit awkward, and sometimes we even have rehearsals on different days. But yes, when we come back out of lockdown, we'll go back to our normal routine. We've got all the details about how to audition, what we look for, the latest casting calls, everything like that on our website. We are experimenting in-house with reading children's stories and that type of thing, and that's pretty much allocated when our team members have time. At the moment we haven't advertised externally. It's so that we can create extra work with our existing people. However, who's to say it won't change and that we'll have specific open auditions for those roles. It's a good fun team. I'm very strict about acceptable social behaviour. I'm very, very strict about no bullying, no sexual harassment, no harassment of any form, really. I have been known to escort people from the building for that. It has happened, because I really value having a safe, pleasant team. At the end of the day, as actors, and as the crew as well, you put your rawest emotions sometimes on view for the audience. You have to be comfortable whether you're throwing yourself across the floor screaming or being very uptight and refined and reserved. You've got to be completely comfortable with that, and therefore a theatre, a rehearsal space or a performance space has to be 100% safe. So I'm very fussy about that. I'm very fussy about good timekeeping, because as soon as somebody comes in late or has missed rehearsals without telling anyone, it can throw the whole schedule out and other people don't know what's happening, and it can very quickly affect morale. So yeah, but that's normal really in any theatre company, that those are things you look out for. Having said that, they're things that we found people have sometimes been surprised about, which is why I mention them here. Yes, so it's a good bunch, and yes, if you're based in or around South Devon, would ever like to get involved with us, doesn't matter if you're watching this 5 years from the time I've recorded it, then assuming we're still running, which I fully intend that we will be, then get in touch with us anytime. Because if we don't have open auditions coming up at the time, we keep a note of your email and then we get back in touch with you when we've got auditions coming up that we can let you know about. So anyway, I hope that answers a few questions, and I will move on to preparing as an actor and all sorts of other things like that in future blog episodes. Thank you for watching.